Melanie's Matters TV and radio. We highlight artists, business owners, and we talk about the matters of the community. Melanie's Matters presents author Jerome Waters, Capital of Maryland, the original Annapolis Street Bible. Available
Hello
at
everyone, and welcome
Amazon.com.
to Melanie's Matters. Guys, I am so excited today because you know what we do. We highlight business owners, artists, and we always talk about the matters of the community. So today is no different. We have with us the author of this book, and the name of it is The Capital of Maryland. We have Mr. Jerome Waters with us. Jerome, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
Good.
Yes.
Good, absolutely. So let's start about this book. Now, The Capital of Maryland. So why did you choose this title?
Basically, the capital of Maryland is Annapolis, and basically I'm talking about growing up in Annapolis mainly, and the money that revolves around Maryland. So you can see it both ways. The capital of Maryland is Annapolis, and the money is the capital of Maryland. So I thought that was a good name for the book.
You thought it was a good name for the book. Okay, so and then he has a subtitle, and it says the original Annapolis Street Bible. So that's interesting. So explain a little bit about that, please.
Basically, where I'm from in Annapolis, nobody has wrote a book like I wrote. You know what I mean? It gives you a real Annapolis and what goes on in the city of Annapolis. So it's basically original. It's a Bible. To me, it's a street Bible. So like 100 years from now, when we go off this earth, it's still gonna be here. So basically, it's just like the Bible now. The Bible's still gonna be here. So I figured that was a good original Annapolis street Bible. You know, I mean, that name was good for that.
Okay. So what compelled you to write this book?
Basically, I'm going through trials and tribulations growing up. You know what I mean, and going in the penal system, juvenile system. You know what I mean, the things that led me in the state system and the federal system. So, you know what I mean, I did a whole lot, and you know what I mean, seen a whole lot. So, I mean, everybody got a story. So if you don't,
That is so true.
if you don't put it in a book or write it down, even tell people about it, you know what I mean, who's gonna hear about it? Who's gonna know what you've been through? So, you know what I mean, I decided, you know what I mean, thought about the book. When I got locked up in the federal system, I got some help from a guy, Rudy Williams. He's from Baltimore, one of the Baltimore stars. Rudy Williams. He wrote, I think, 7 books at the time. And
Wow. While he was incarcerated?
While he was incarcerated, yeah, he wrote like 7 books. So I talked to him and told him, you know what I mean, I basically was thinking about writing a book, and you know what I mean, he stayed on me with getting it done. He gave me all the levels and everything I should do, you know what I mean, while writing a book, and what I should be looking for, what I should, if the reader reads it, what they should be looking for. And so when I was at Harris-Barber penitentiary with Rudy, I got sent down to Farrington, New Jersey. That's where I ran into Peanut King. He's from Baltimore too. So he basically helped me finish the book. So Rudy helped me begin it, and Peanut helped me finish it. 2 good guys. So I'm gonna keep their head up. So,
Wow.
So if it wasn't for them, my book probably wouldn't even been finished. So they stayed on me.
So what makes your story so enthralled or compelling?
I mean, because it's real. It's real life. You know what I mean? I've been through the juvenile system, the state system, the federal system. You know what I mean? I've been through it all. You know what I mean? Going through the trials and tribulations, running the streets, being told on. You know what I mean? And just going through all the things the streets have for you when you run the streets. So I figured, yeah, it should be done.
So give us a few examples. I mean, because I really think that this book and books like it can really help the youth to understand, you know, from those who have walked that path. So can you give us some examples of what the streets, what are they like?
I mean, it was dangerous when I was growing up in it. So, I mean, like today is dangerous, you know what I mean? Back then you had kids running around in the world full of problems with no answers. Now it's like double, triple, you know what I mean? I mean, it's every day, you could lose your life any day running the streets, you know what I mean? You only get one life, it ain't a sequel, you know what I mean? So, I mean, when they say you get a minute to pray and a second to die, that's true, you know what I mean? Because you can walk out the door, you run the streets, and that could be your day. So, it's like you taking a chance every day, you know what I mean? It's rare.
Do you think by you being incarcerated, did that save you?
Yeah, in a sense it did. You know what I mean? I remember my mother, when I used to call her, she used to always tell me, like, I'm sad that you in prison and that you in jail, but I'm glad I know where you at. You know what I mean? Many mothers get that phone call or somebody call, your son dead or something just happened. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm in prison or I was incarcerated, but I mean, think about it, it's safer than the streets. I mean, people lose their lives in jail too, but I mean, the streets, man, you can go anywhere, get mistaken identity or anything. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's crazy. But you know what I mean? But yeah, that's great.
Okay, so on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a very brief break, and we'll be right back with Mr. Jerome Waters.
You're watching Melanie's Matters TV and radio show. A word from our sponsors, JNF Enterprises, bringing visions to reality, building a 21st century company, and Long Jack Events. Visit longjackevents.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Mr. Jerome Waters, and he's telling us about his book. So we're about to get into just a few of the chapters because we don't want to give it away. We definitely want you to support this book. So Mr. Waters, one of your chapters, The Past, what is that about?
Basically, like the past, like basically in the book it shows what in a drug infested project where I grew up at in Annapolis when I was growing up. I mean, like, it was basically bad, so you know what I mean? So it was the past, and basically if you read the past, that chapter, it lets you know the beginning. It's not like an ABC book, like a lot of these books you got out there that they say something in the beginning, then they jump all the way over he this and that now. And, I mean, you don't give, it's not an ABC book, you got to give the reader everything in steps. You know what I mean? It's easy to just jump from, well, I was 2 years old or 3 years old or 7 years old doing this and doing that now. Now he's 21. I mean, it's easy to do that. You got to give the reader everything that leads up to that. So the past is basically giving you the beginning of what's going on in my life, you know what I mean? On the streets and what's going on, what I'm seeing, that leads me towards the end.
So why do you think it was important for you to lay that foundation for the readers?
Because I want to basically for them to relate. I mean, those that can relate to them growing up around drug-infested neighborhoods, you know what I mean, and the gunshots and everything, you know what I mean. So I wanted them to feel me from the beginning, catch the eye, catch the reader, so they could be more interested in it and getting it in. You know what I mean? Finish reading the book. Because a lot of books, if you don't catch the reader right off top in the beginning, it's like, man,
first page.
You know what I mean?
First page. I can attest to that.
I wanted to hit you hard. You know what I mean? Like, this what's going on. This is what I'm seeing right here. You know what I mean? And get a reader something to look forward to reading.
Okay. So you're talking about when you were a young child and you were seeing the activity in your community. So as a young child, how did you perceive that activity that was going on in the community?
Me looking at it, like my mother, she raised me and my brother by herself. So you know what I mean. When she was at work, we was just, I mean, she couldn't keep an eye on us. You know what I mean. So my father, he was in and out of the penitentiary. So when I seen that, you know what I mean, and then I see the money, you know what I mean, and I mean we ain't come from a lot. So I mean, of course it caught my eye. You know what I mean. So it caught my eye just like many others. So like, okay, this is what I'm seeing every day. So I mean, it's hard to look from it. It's hard to just back up from it and walk the whole way. You out there, so.
Wow. And so I'm assuming you eventually got to start to sell drugs and things like that. So what age did you start doing that?
Probably around like what, 12, 13. My mother didn't know nothing but it. You know what I mean? About 12 or 13, you know what I mean? But I mean, when you get at that age, I mean, I know like right today, I know kids are younger than that just seeing everything, you know what I mean? 9, 10 years old. But you know, when you get to that age and you see it, you know what I mean, and that money gets to you. The cars, I mean, everything else that come with it.
Wow. And I think the reason why I asked you that is because, well, we know every day we turn on the news, turn on whatever, and that's what we see. We see a lot of our young boys who are pulled towards the streets But what you don't realize is that in the background, there are things going on at home. Mom is out working, dad may or may not be there, or some people just come from one of those households where it's chaotic, it's dysfunctional. And so when you look and you see, oh, I can stand out here and I can get X amount of dollars, and I can come home and I can have something to eat, you know, and it's like, I gotta go towards it. I gotta go towards it. So a lot of our young men get pulled in that direction, you know, unfortunately. Right? It's very unfortunate, but it happens. But you have shown that you can come back from that. You can come back from that. That's right. You can have one of those stories that say, I did it, I turned the corner, and I made it.
Right.
A lot of young men don't get that opportunity because they are institutionalized forever, or they're beneath the ground. So, and I have to applaud you, you know, for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So the second chapter that we're going to talk about is Against All Odds. So what is that about?
Basically, at that point in my life in the book, I was basically, what 17, 18 at that point. So I was like, my mother, she couldn't do nothing with me. I mean, basically, me, I think I'm a grown man, but so much you could try to do to a child to get them right, you know what I mean? But it's hard raising boys, so, but at that point in my life in that book, I was going back and forth up in New York, you know what I mean? At that age, you know what I mean? I was on probation, I didn't care, you know what I mean? And not going to see the PO, and basically all the odds was against me, but I didn't care, you know what I mean? I basically just still chasing money, you know what I mean? And that was it. That's what my mind, that's what I was focused on. So, I mean, it was like I knew I was going down one day, but it ain't even matter to me, you know what I mean? It didn't matter. It was just like, man, you know, continue to get money, and that's what it's gonna be, you know what I mean? And it was too hooked by that, and then I was already gone.
Okay, so can you say that the streets, it was like a drug?
Oh yeah, it is a drug. You addicted to the streets one way or other, whether you getting high or you chasing the money. It's a drug. You need the street. You know what I mean? When you get locked, if you're a drug addict, you get locked up, you gotta go through detox or whatever you're gonna go through. When you locked up and you out there chasing money, you getting a certain amount of money every day. You're gonna go through it too while you locked up. You're gonna go through it. You ain't going through detox, but you're gonna go through it, man. You're like, man, you ain't getting no more money no more. Whoever you was looking out for, family members or whatever, your kids, them bills gonna pile up. You know what I mean? You're gonna go through it every day. You're gonna head. You call it. You're gonna head. So it's a drug one way or another. The streets, whether you getting high with it or you out there making money. Yeah, it's a drug.
I mean, I really never looked at it from their perspective, from the drugs dealer side of it. And as you were speaking, I can definitely see where it is an addiction. It's a call, like it's calling you.
Yeah, I mean, mentally, yeah, you get addicted quick. You get addicted quick. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Get addicted quick, man. So you're a two-time loser. When you locked up, you come back home knowing if you get your third strike, man, them people's gonna lay you down forever.
Yeah.
It's addicted. You come home, you're not educated, man. That's all you know is the streets, man. You playing Russian roulette. You going back out there. I mean, that sums it up right there. When people tell you, man, this your third time, and you go back out there on the streets, you get locked up. We're gonna lay you down, and you still do it, thinking every day you could get away with it. You can do something different, and it's a drug. It's just like you drug addict go to rehab, come back home, and gotta take urinalysis, and they try to beat the system, taking pills and everything, and still trying to get high on the side. I mean, yeah.
It's the same.
It's the same. Mentally, it's the same.
Wow. That was a different, like I said, it's a different perspective. And now that I'm thinking about some things, like, yeah, it's definitely, it's the same. It's definitely the same. Okay, so let's talk about, this is real. This is what I like about what I do, because it's real. You get to hear the real side. You get to hear the author's perspective of why they chose to write their book. And so you're getting to hear, you're getting it raw and real, which is what I actually love. So the next one is, it comes with the game. So what is that about? I'm scared to ask.
Basically, they come with the game, like everything else that come with the game. Like you chasing to get money, but you gotta look for the incarceration. You gotta look for the bail money. You gotta look for the lawyer money. You know what I mean? Everything else that come in between it. You know what I mean? You can't get away from that. You know what I mean? A lot of guys growing up thinking they see the money like they see it on TV, they see the money this and that. Anybody can get money, point A to point B,
Right.
but you got to see the whole picture. You know what I mean? A lot of guys that go into the game and make money thinking that's just what it is, and then they start catching these charges. You know what I mean? And then they paying for lawyer money, they paying for bail money. You know what I mean? Now, you need the street. The street is extorting you. You know what I mean? The game is extorting you. That comes with the game. If you don't know what you're doing, and back then it was hard, and today is triple times hard because there's no guidance out there. So it comes with the game. You know what I mean? You gotta have that money for that, all them fees. You know what I mean? And once you need the streets and you gotta pay this lawyer, you gotta pay the bail bonds back for getting you out. Now the game is extorting you. Now you need to go on the streets. Now you chasing the money. When you chase the money, that's when the money start running, and that's when you taking more chances to get the money to land you back in jail.
So it's like a never-ending circle.
Never-ending story. You chasing it. You chasing it. No, money is not gonna come to you. It might come to you for a little bit, but once things start to happen, you start chasing it because you're still looking for that amount of money every day. And once you start running after it, it's gonna keep running and running and running. So, you know what I mean? That comes with the game. The females that's gonna be there with you. When you getting the money, when something happens to you, get locked up, they gone 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but you know what I mean? Everything, all that comes with the game. You know what I mean? Anybody can take anything and sell. I could sell a bottle of water to you for $1. You know what I mean? But it's all about if you're gonna maintain making that dollar a day selling that water. You know what I mean? And then if you chasing it, if that dollar don't come every day, you get that 50 cents. And now, but you need that dollar every day, you short 50 cents. You know what I mean? So now you start chasing money, you start staying out later, taking more risks. So all that comes with the game. You know what I mean? You gotta look for the number one thing, the rat and the snitching. That comes with the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, everybody, oh, snitch. I mean, that's the game. If wasn't no rat, no snitching in the game would be one way. Everybody be doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That comes with the game. You got elderly people out there that's calling the police on the kids, hustling on their street and everything. People like that, all they doing is cooperating the police. If they ain't involved with no type of criminal activity, they call the police on you. I mean, they doing what they supposed to do. They cooperate.
Right.
Now, when you go to ratting and snitching where there's somebody involved with criminal activity, and they get locked up and tell on somebody to get themselves out of trouble, to benefit themselves. Now you ratting, it's a difference. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference. So all that comes with the game. You know what I mean? And I mean, one time back then, you grew up, you might have some older guys that try to guide you, but basically, all the real dudes that was on the streets either locked up or dead. So you got these kids just running around thinking they can get this, sell this, and that's what it is. They on Instagram, they on Facebook, and they got the police looking at that. You know what I mean? They don't even realize that.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Because I've seen some things on my page that for real send you right to the big house. Right. Did y'all hear that?
They did, they made, I think, but 250 arrests off on drug charges on Instagram alone last year, just by looking on somebody's page and seeing the drugs they putting on there, smoking weed or flashing the money. No, man, come on. I mean, I guess because back then, the Instagram and Facebook, it wasn't back then, it wasn't jumping off like it is now, but now it seems like they gotta let the whole world
know what they doing.
You gotta tell me somebody told on you, told on yourself. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But
nobody read you out. Nobody read you out.
But I mean, they do it almost like a show and tell today. You know what I mean? It's like a fashion, like this what I'm doing. I want everybody to see it. But then now it's time for the other side of the game.
You ain't ready.
You ain't ready. You get behind the bars, and it's like you trying to get about that trouble. But nah, man, you've been doing it. So you know, man, it's crazy.
Wow. So you heard that, ladies and gentlemen. That was a public service announcement from Mr. Jerome Waters. So on that note, we're going to take a very brief break.
You're watching Melanie's Matters TV and radio show. A word from our sponsor, Kaj, bringing back black hair care products to the African American communities, located at 4326 York Road.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we're here with Mr. Jerome Waters, and he's giving us some lessons today, and I hope you all are paying attention, especially those, you know, if you are on the street doing your hustle thing. Of course, it's not looked at as a great thing to do. It's not really condoned, but he's definitely giving you some, what I call like a blueprint. He's definitely giving you a blueprint. So let's get back to the book, Game Over. What is that about?
Basically, the game is over. In the book, when I put that down in the chapter, the game was over for me when I got locked up. I thought it was invincible. In and out of jail, pay my bail. But when the federal agents put that federal warrant on me, it was game over for me. No bail with the feds. You know what I mean? But it was game over for me. That's when I started my federal incarceration.
And how long were you down?
I was down 6.5 altogether. I did 2 years. They sent me straight to the penitentiary. Where I was at Baltimore Supermax until I went to court. So after I went to court, they sent me to Lewisburg Penitentiary, one of the oldest penitentiaries in the world. I mean, mice, rats, everything still running around. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I was in 3 rides. You know what I mean? It was crazy up there. And I did two years some change up there, and then they sent me down to Franklin, New Jersey, where I finished out my bid. And you know what I mean? It was game over for me. I mean, it was just everywhere. I mean, the ratting and the snitching. I mean, you can't win. You know what I mean? It's everywhere. You can't even. There's no loyalty no more. You know what I mean? No loyalty, no organized, no understanding. I mean, the game is over. It's a cutthroat game today. You know what I mean? You keep it real. You got the price is so high now. You know what I mean? You talk about drugs. You know what I mean? The prices are so high that ain't no way that you could come up. I mean, there's no more kingpins today. No more. You know what I mean? When Obama got in office, he said he was going to do, and he did it. You know what I mean? He tackled the drug game. You know what I mean? And he did it. You know what I mean? I know a lot of guys might say, you know what I mean, it's crazy, but he did it. I love my black president, but you know what I mean? I like the green ones in the old bill better. You know what I mean? You need money to survive.
Yes.
And then, you know what I mean? I could realize that, but I mean, you got the kids running around now. It don't even matter to them. They just see the money. Now, I mean, you still getting the same amount of time back in the days that you get now, but you paying double for whatever drug you get. So it's like you still out. The streets is extorting you, but when you get locked up, you still get the same amount of time. I mean, it don't add up. You know what I mean? It don't add up. So, I mean, the game is over. You know what I mean? For real, keep it real. The ones who winning out there is those who got the 9-to-5 jobs. You know what I mean? You go out on the corners, you can't tell who the ones getting served or you the one serving. You know what I mean? Because man, the people, they out there all day smoking weed, might be popping pills. They the ones might be hustling, but you can't tell. They look bad as the ones who getting high. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But a lot of guys come home that ain't got the education to do something different, and this is what they fall right back into. So, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
So it's a never-ending circle. So I know you alluded to earlier that the reason, well, when you went to jail, that's when you kind of like switched around and you started seeing things from a different perspective. Right. So can you explain to us what was that transformation like? I didn't thought I could do it because like I did time in the juvenile system and did time in Anne County jail, and then I did time in the state system and then to the Fed. So I've been doing time. 6 months here, year and a half here, but my mind frame was always the same. I'm going home and get money, you know what I mean? Wow. But once I had seen that federal warrant, you know what I mean, and they put me back to that police car and I seen it on the screen, I've been around so many people that ain't never come home. 30, 40 years, guy got a life sentence, you know what I mean? Probably did the same, I probably did more than them on the streets that ain't get caught, you know what I mean? It's serious. When you get to dealing with the federal agent and the government, this and that, it's serious, you know what I mean? That's a life or death situation, you know what I mean? And I don't want to relive, so yeah, the game was over right then and there, you know what I mean? So if you had the opportunity, I'm gonna ask this question, it may seem asinine, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. If you had the opportunity to go out there on the street right now and just make $1 million doing a drop or two, would you do it?
Nah, I shouldn't. I mean, you don't know who watching you, you know what I mean? You don't know who watching. That $1 million or $2 million might set you for life, but then it might come back and bite you in the tail 3, 4, 5 years later. You know what I mean? You could never sleep. If you ain't got no education on the situation, you could sleep good every night thinking you're going back and might make the same amount of money the next day or this and that, but
wow,
man, I know a lot of people that I've been incarcerated with that did something and they came back 3-4 years later, 5-6 years later, and they basically living a regular life, working and everything, came back and bit them.
did that one little extra thing.
One little thing, you know what I mean? And got dragged on to somebody else, indictment and everything else that came with it. So, I mean, it's crazy.
So your message is it's not worth it.
Nah, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It might seem good. It might be tempting.
Yeah,
but
sure.
it's tempting, but...
Because I'm tempted. I'm like...
It's real tempting to do how the money messed up in this world today, but man, you gotta look at the consequences. I mean, if you're gonna man up to it and you decide like, look, I'm gonna go away and do it, you know what I mean? If it happened, I'm gonna man up to it and take my time to do it, I mean, by all many means, but don't do it thinking everything all sweet, and then when the time to come, if them people's come ready and trying to get yourself, wiggle your way out of it, you know what I mean, and don't man up. You chose to do it. Ain't nobody put a gun in your head and make you do it, you know what I mean? Man up to it, you know what I mean? Tie your shoestrings up, or you roll with it. You know what I mean? But it's crazy. But I mean, a lot of guys out there take chances like that every day. You got a lot of kids on the street taking packs to look out. They do that every day. Every dude on the street taking chances, getting their life took. You know what I mean? So, man, this is like the army out here. I mean, it is. I mean, people might look at, oh, they on the corner. Man, that's like everyday thing, man. Come be killed any day, any given time, when you least suspect it.
So let me ask you this question. It's kind of veering off the path a little bit, but it's still on the same path. What do you think about the big thing now for black men is Black Lives Matter? It's really, I think, geared towards the men because African American men are just losing their lives every single day. So what is your intake on that?
I ain't say, man, it should have been mad. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have to take all them people that get killed. You know what I mean? Hands of police officers and wrongly accused. You know what I mean? You got to look at the judicial system and the system like the court system. You know what I mean? Just because a person in jail breathing, you still dead. You ain't never coming home. You got a life sentence, man. I mean, these people, they've been doing this wrong for forever. You know what I mean? They've been doing this wrong forever. You know what I mean? And it's blatantly today with the technology. They got the phones that's recording everything. You know what I mean? Baltimore City Police is still assaulting people. You know what I mean? Police is still assaulting people, killing innocent people, getting away with it. You know what I mean? The world is this is the world we live in. You know what I mean? And it's hard if you got somebody that's a black that's trying to come up anyway. You know what I mean? And you got to deal with things like this. You know what I mean? So, me myself, I say keep it moving. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, just keep it moving. You know what I mean? You're gonna run through obstacles. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to trust police officers. It's hard to trust authority than what we went through. Our ancestors have been through. So, you know what I mean? You just gotta keep focused. Keep doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? Sooner or later, it's gonna clean itself up. You know what I mean? And I don't think things will never be equal for black men in America anyway, but I mean, I do believe it's getting better. I do believe it's a lot of people looking at it more than what they used to. So, you know what I mean? You just gotta keep pushing. You can't just live your life and just in sorrow. You know what I mean? Every day, you just gotta keep pushing. That's what they want us to do. So, you know what I mean? Keep it moving. Keep doing what you're doing.
I asked that question simply because I know that in the penal system, there is definitely a disproportionate rate of African American men. When they get charged, they typically get the book thrown at them, particularly with high crimes, you know, drugs, and you know, if you're doing white collar crime, they will throw the book at you versus a Caucasian person. So that's why I you know, brought that to light.
Right.
So, gentlemen, if you are listening to this, please know that. Please know that when you choose to go out there and sell drugs or, you know, do a crime, you are not looked at as the same, as equal as your counterpart, which would be the Caucasian male. If you get locked up for drugs, let's say for 10, 20 years, you better believe a Caucasian man is probably going to do half of what you do just because the way that the system is set up. So I need you guys, you young men, you men, to really listen to that and to understand that the system is not geared towards saving you. It is geared towards locking you down. And I'll just end it with that. I go on further with that.
Right.
But it's absolutely true. It's
right.
absolutely true. So what other projects do you have?
Well, I got my second book coming out this summer. The Capital Round 2 book with the tongue. It's just my shirts right here.
Oh, okay, so he got the, okay.
You know, I got the shirts coming on sale.
Okay, wait a minute. So what is this whole symbolism? What is that about?
It's basically just letting, my second book is letting people know, like, a guy's, me come home from jail.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The ratting and the snitching always been out there. But for me coming home after doing 6.5 years, I mean, it's like he glorified for telling, or it's just outrageous. So my book is basically about guys pillow talking with females. That could be a sort of rat, you know what I mean? And basically, it's a whole lot. The least little thing you could say to somebody else could get somebody killed. And you know what I mean? And basically, somebody call it dry snitching, and it all falls underneath the same roof.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I mean, that's basically my symbol right here. You know what I mean? My logo. You know what I mean? So basically, I mean, if you're gonna be out there breaking law, man up to it. That's basically what the book is about. You know what I mean? Man up to it. Don't take this man out his family. You know what I mean? Because you trying to bang, nobody put a gun in your head. You know what I mean? You go ahead, man up to yourself. You know what I mean? And this what keeps the world going, and the feds, the authority, police, whatever. This is what happens. You know what I mean? One time it stopped if it was you got locked up, but it's just so crazy now that, man, I mean, this is outrageous. So, you know what I mean? Look for my shirts and everything.
So do you have your shirts in stores? So what's going on with the shirts?
I got the, no, I'm making my own shirts, so we trying to put together now and get a little store. Get a little, we run a store down in my area. You know what I mean? But you can still get the shirts on my Facebook page, Jerome Waters, and my Instagram page with Tom Poison, RATON _ POISON. So they'll be advertised on both of them as well.
Okay. Cool. So we have another book coming out, and you guys definitely have to support this book. And again, it's called The Capital of Maryland. And I love this little subtitle, The Original Annapolis Street Bible. So you guys definitely have to support this book. What I glean from it is that it's raw, it's real, and it's a messages, I should say, that young people need to get. If you're going to be out there on the street, you better make sure that you know what's coming. The potential is either in jail or the graveyard, so you have to understand that. Because I think the street, I think, is the same. The streets, the rules in the streets, but I think it's just it's something else. Yeah. I don't know.
The game never changes. It's just the people that play the game. You know what I mean? You got these guys, kids growing up, there's no guidance. So you know what I mean? When you don't got no guidance, it's the blind leading the blind. So all you're gonna do is keep flashing heads. So this what it is right here.
Yeah. So you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again. Please support Mr. Jerome Waters and his book and his new project. You have another project, right, that you're going to be working on this summer?
We're going to do the documentary of this book.
Yes.
We're going to do the documentary, so look forward for that, the actual footage, you know,
right,
where the book took place at. So.
Okay, so you heard it here. You heard it here first, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for hanging out with me, and until the next time, you take care, and I'll talk to you soon.
Don't move, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, we have new music from Donald Robinson, Love Me Tender. You can get all of Donald's music on iTunes, and you can also visit his website at www.donaldrobinsonmusic.net.
Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so.
Thanks for watching Melanie's Matters TV and radio show. Be sure to visit www.melaniesworks.com to learn how you can be on our shows. Thanks for watching.